All right, we should be live, and I think I turned the audio on this time. I'm not going to leave us muted for the first couple of seconds. Hello, welcome to episode 1 today. We are off and running, our first kind of official episode here. Thanks for joining us. We had a great day at NBA games today. We're pumped to kind of talk to you guys a little bit. A couple disclaimers before we kind of get into the meat of this. If any of you are aware, it's looking more and more likely that there's going to be a pack drop at some point tonight. There's been some clues. They just dropped the release 11 is now the current, like, check out this pack. They changed it to up next instead of check out this pack recently. Basically, we're telling you that everything that we think is that there's going to be a pack at some point open tonight. If they drop during this stream, we will be pausing and letting all of you, as well as ourselves, go rush to try and cop 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. And we will be coming back as soon as they are sold out. So if you see a screen that looks something like this one right here, if you see this screen, all this means is we're taking a quick break because packs are live, and we are going to come back and we'll continue where we left off. But packs take priority here. That is a rule of thumb that will always stand true for NBA Top Shottaz, so keep that in mind. Another thing that we just want to make sure we mention at the top of every podcast, we didn't say it at the first time, but we are not experts and we are not financial advisors. The advice kind of analysis that we give out should be treated as our own opinions. You are welcome to glean from whatever you would like, but please do not consider us as experts or put a ton of weight into what we say outside of us just thinking we're smart. This is inherently a risky thing, and make sure you're doing your own research before you're making any decisions with your money, and not just blindly following us, even though we are all brilliant. Those two are not mutually exclusive. Other than that, I guess a quick intro into what we're going to do today. We're going to start with some news and some kind of questions. I'm going to ask the three guys to answer one question each, kind of about Top Shot in general, some like meta stuff, some high level things. We're going to open a couple more packs. I think Justin and I have a base set pack to open. We'll do a little bit of Q&A, and then we're going to announce the winner of the raffle at the tail end of the pod here. But I think that kind of ends my little spiel. How are you guys doing tonight?
Pretty good, man. That was a great intro as well, Kev. Thank you for that.
We're working on it. Working on
it. And yeah, dude, we were all in for a treat. We had a bunch of great games today across the NBA. The Warriors as well. If you guys want to touch base on that, we had an incident in the Lakers game yesterday where courtside Karen started trending. But yeah, I'm excited to kind of dive in deep about current events in the NBA and also give some predictions for the future.
Yeah, it was a good couple of these NBA. There were some fun games today in particular. I think there were only 4 or 5 games, but all of them were dope. I mean, that finish that Nets-Clippers game was crazy. Fred VanVleet putting up I think the most points ever scored by an undrafted player. The Warriors almost kind of came back with their tallest player on their active lineup right now is a 6'7" Andrew Wiggins, which is an insane stat. But yeah, it was a good couple of days. Baba, Kian, how you guys doing tonight, though?
I'm good. I'm excited to be back. I had a lot of fun on that last episode, so hopefully we can entertain you guys for about an hour, bring some good content, and help you guys dominate the Top Shot market.
I'm feeling good, feeling great. Yeah, I'm excited to open some packs tonight, answer some questions, maybe buy some packs tonight, hopefully. So it's shaping up to be a good night overall.
Yeah. Cool. I'm glad you guys are doing well. Thank you guys all in the chat for joining us late night here. I hope you guys are all West Coast or maybe based out of Australia where it's a little better time for you. Sorry for you East Coasters, but we can jump right into kind of the first segment we're going to do, which is a little bit of a news breakdown. One of the things that we really wanted to try to do is we understand there's a couple of different kind of podcasts going around. There's some different groups that are doing something similar to this around the Top Shot space. So we want to kind of differentiate at least a little bit, bring a unique spin onto this. So that's kind of what we had in mind with this specific kind of segment. So the way it's going to work is I basically have 3 questions. I'm going to ask each of these 3 guys one of them. And they're going to be not really kind of like straightforward classic questions, but maybe more high-level commentary on like the future of Top Shot or some like some specific advice analysis instead of just kind of like the usual let's talk about risers and fallers or what kind of cards do you like. We're going to try and avoid some of the more token stuff. There's going to be plenty of place for analysis and for us to kind of give some input. We want to be a little bit different, I'd say, and try and give you guys some different content maybe you can't get somewhere else. So, with that, I just updated a little current topic right there. I think I'm going to start with my question for Keon, actually. So, Keon, my question for you is we saw pretty recently there's been some discussions around player sponsorships, right? Like Tyler Hero's the kind of flagship sponsor in terms of NBA players right now. He's all over the Top Shot screen. Um, I think it's been rumored that there's going to be a second one coming up and that there's some more players on down the line. What are your kind of thoughts on how that's going to impact the marketplace? If that's like maybe a strategy you can employ, and also like what kinds of players you think might even get involved?
So, great question. First of all, before I get into that, I want to touch on NBA players actually investing in Dapper. So, they had a 12 million round of investing not too long ago, $12 million round of investing not too long ago. And there's a bunch of NBA players on the lineup. We got Iggy, Spencer Dinwiddie, Garrett Temple, JaVale McGee, hometown boy Aaron Gordon. They're all investing into Dapper Labs early too. So we can see already that the players are excited for this. Um, and like you said, sponsorship wise, Hero's a good little front runner right there. I think that he has that first little cult following from the bubble. You know, we saw him go off, and a lot of people started calling his name and getting his jerseys. And so I think moving forward, this can help cult players a lot, especially if they want to become sponsors. I don't necessarily think that, LeBron and Steph and Luca and all these big guys are going to come out to, become sponsors on this. But I do think that this is a good market for those mid-tier players to come up, become that cult guy. Tyler Hero is one of them. We could say a Taco Fall, a Boban, Alex Caruso, one of these cool cats that are, you know, mid-level, and they have some of that stardom going for them, but they're not necessarily the top guys in the NBA. And I think that this is a good opportunity for them to kind of maybe hold some unique value in their cards as well, off-court antics, or it's kind of that, for example, Ali's a Lakers fan and he likes Alex Caruso a bunch. A lot of Lakers fans are diehards about the Caruso, and so his cards, if he were to become a sponsor, I think could hold some kind of cool value
Hey, dude,
for
quick time out, Keon.
Lakers.
Has the best plus or minus right now, and him and LeBron are crazy tandem. So I am very big on Caruso, and I do think he should be a top defensive candidate of the year, or at least the top of the All Star game. But keep going. Sorry to
Didn't
interrupt.
you guys just get killed by the Pistons? Let's slow down over there. Let's slow down. You can't lose
Yeah,
to the
we'll see about
Pistons.
that, buddy. We'll
Um,
see about that, buddy.
no, that's great insight. Do you, Keon, have you heard about any? Is there? I know that you mentioned the guys who are kind of invested in Dapper Labs, and it's an interesting group, right? Aaron Gordon's a guy from the Bay Area Tech. I think Iguodala, right? He's kind of known for his
Yeah.
investments. Um, is there any news about guys that you specifically know of that are going to be like sponsors? That maybe like guys who are already interested or maybe invested in the Top Shot marketplace. Someone who like has a card or something like
Um,
that.
I forget who's the first one to buy one of his cards. We talked about this earlier. I'm blanking on his name.
Yeah,
Um,
that was Bogdan Bogdanovic. He bought his I believe it was his legendary card, and right after that happened, as soon as the news broke, a lot of people went and bought his card. So I mean, he's definitely one of the people that is already involved in Top Shot, and so it wouldn't be surprising if he was one of the people to maybe be a promotion or the reward of some challenge.
yeah, I mean, I'm not sure how far Dapper is going to go with these sponsorships or these like these brand ambassadors. Um, just because I know they don't want to keep flooding their market with a bunch of different stuff. But I don't if I were to make a call, I would say you could see like mm, maybe someone like a Shy Gilchrist Alexander becoming a sponsor, someone that's really into the fashion, someone that's really into the scene, one of these young guys that's kind of coming up like that. But like I said, I don't see like a LeBron or like a Steph coming out and being the face of this whole thing, because I think they're a little bit too big for the market right now.
I really like the point you made about the fashion because, like, I think the NBA community is really big into fashion, especially compared to some of the other leagues like the MLB. So I think that is a huge crowd that if they were to get someone like a Shea, then spreading it to the fashion community who like a lot of the fashion community like relies on collecting and rare, scarce clothing and shoes. I think that's a community that would immediately hop on the Top Shot train.
Yeah, I do think the fashion community, especially with the NBA, has huge NFT potential as well. So we could see a nice combination of those two working hand in hand.
Hello, is that better? I know. It was my mic. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what you guys missed, but my hands on the top left muted. Basically, all I was saying is ask questions now. We're gonna save them. So we're gonna even if we don't answer them right away, we'll save them and answer them during the Q&A section. Sorry about that guys. That's my fault. Novice here. And I was just saying, really good insight by Keon. I think that was a great answer, and I think it will be interesting to see just how much of a bump these players that are like officially recognized by Top Shot end up getting. Like I think Hero, if you compare him to like other similar caliber players, if Hero wasn't plastered over that site, I don't think he'd be as expensive as he is. But the fact he's getting recognition, and when the first thing you see on Top Shot is a big ass banner that says Tyler Hero, so it's inevitable it's going to raise the price a little bit. So when Bogdan gets involved, if these investors get involved, it will be interesting to see if those cards are long-term plays. I'll parlay that into my question for Baba, actually. I would say out of the four of us, Baba probably spends the most time kind of researching, thinking about this. He's also probably the biggest general NBA fan. So I'm going to be a little bit more general for you, Justin. I'm just going to ask you, is there anything kind of sneaky in terms of like some long-term plays or strategies you're looking at? Maybe not like some short-term stuff for the next couple of weeks, but guys or groups of players that you're targeting to potentially spike in value over the next I don't know. Let's say by the end of this season, or maybe going into next season. Like I'm talking like 9 months to a year here.
So I think kind of one of the obvious ones is obviously targeting young rookies and just young players in general that you think have a lot of potential for growth, especially ones that play for big market teams. I think that's super important. Guys like Obi Toppin may not be as good as their small market counterparts, such as like a Jalen Smith on the Suns. But just like the hype that these big fan bases generate and the media generates for these players, I think will cause their long term to demand to increase. And so, kind of just looking at some players, one that I really like is Patrick Williams as a long term play. I think right now he's actually playing pretty well. I mean, he did go 4 in the draft, but he's got a ton of potential on both sides of the ball. I think on defense, he has the ability to guard multiple positions, probably even 1 through 5, maybe if he develops the right way. But on offense, I think that's really where he's got a lot of long-term potential. I'm not sure if any of you guys watched him in college, but he was really raw, came off the bench, scored about 12 points a game, but he had a really nice pull-up jump shot off the dribble. And in the NBA, that has translated already. He doesn't show a ton of this in the game because they have guys like Zach LaVine and Kobe White. I think he's got like a ton of potential as like a long-term two-way wing. So, and the other thing is that like these wings, they usually take longer to develop. So by the end of the season, maybe you'll probably see this guy um, really start to put it together, and then especially after the offseason next year, I think we should expect to see some major growth.
Cool rookies. Yeah, I think rookies, especially if they get some of these badges that are being teased about when they're going to be added on. Those are good plays. Anything else? You got kind of like I said, long term, some high level maybe sneaky strategies that your average NBA fan wouldn't think of.
I have another not too long term, but I would say to monitor the trade market. I know right now we're starting February and the trade deadline's around March 25th. But definitely just monitor what's going on, what the rumors are. I'll let you in on one that I've kind of been monitoring right now is the JaVale McGee CC. He's currently going for, I don't know,
$3.
I need some, yeah, $3, something like that. But he is currently on the Cavs right now, barely getting any minutes, especially because they just traded for Jared Allen, and they're a team that's not really trying to win right now. So they're obviously going to try to develop Jared Allen and not really play their veterans such as JaVale, even though he might be a better player. So I could see him switching teams very soon, and that means that his moment will immediately go from CC to LE, which is super important because as soon as a player switches teams, that triggers the CC being capped. So I could definitely see that happening very soon. There's been a lot of rumors of him going to the Nets, which I could definitely see because him and Kevin Durant already have that relationship. They've already won a championship together. And so, yeah, JaVale McGee, with the playoff experience he has, I think a lot of these contenders are going to try to snatch him up. So, yeah, if you were to buy it now, I think as a long-term play for when he does switch teams, I think that's a pretty good cheap option if you're trying to, just make some cash, but not trying to invest heavily into those high-priced players.
Yeah, as I said, it's a great starter card for guys who are just trying to get involved. Maybe don't want to drop 100, $150, or if you don't really know what you're doing, you go get a couple JaVale moments for $3, $4, $5. It's going to feel way better on the wallet because they can get up there in price. That's really good. And just, I mean, just
ask Bob, or one thing.
Yeah, go for it.
Bob, could you tell the viewers what sites you use to kind of get your market research and kind of evaluate players?
Oh yeah, for sure. Intangible.market, that's a really good one. I think that's like the main one. That's, you could see kind of how your portfolio is doing. There's also a lot of features on there that are currently in development. So I think as the Top Shot platform continues to grow, so will that website. Another website that I like to use is CryptoSlam. This website, you can see all the sales and all of the transactions, so you can get a pretty good gauge of the market. And if you want, you could manually scrape the data and kind of figure out sales trends. And also, something really cool about this website is you can see the mint. So this means you can see exactly when each car or each moment was produced and how many of that moment was produced.
Cool. That's awesome. Yeah, I think those are some great plays. I'm sure that more will come up, and especially as I think people start to learn a little bit more about exactly how the Dapper team is handling this, there's going to be some real room to kind of like beat the market, especially while it's still pretty inefficient. This is definitely not a solved game, so that's really good to keep trying to find those little edges you can take advantage of, especially for some of these quick flips. So you can, start building up that Dapper balance and buy some cards without having to invest a ton of money. Super helpful. And just I saw Satan probably thank you. He linked Intangible Market in the chat if you want that, and I linked the Crypto Slam, the NBA Top Shot. You can use Crypto Slam for a lot of different NFTs and a lot of different crypto, but that's the NBA Top Shot link. So feel free to use those, bookmark those. They're super helpful if you want to get into some more data-based stuff. Ali, you are up next, my guy. Okay, so our last little question here. I'm gonna let Ali use all his business acumen because I think where Bob is probably the most invested in Top Shot and the NBA, Ali is probably our most seasoned, well-read crypto and NFT enthusiast. He recently made and maybe lost a lot of money on Dogecoin, but we can talk about that a different time. So I'm gonna ask you. We've seen, I think, particularly like the last week, the collabs between, celebrities and business people and even like the creators of Top Shot themselves. There's been a lot of really cool kind of information given out. What are some things that you've kind of learned about, and what are some things that you think that our audience here can keep an eye on? Like, hey, this is a really good source of information in terms of listening to other people that are kind of more mainstream talking about NBA Top Shot.
Yeah, absolutely. Number one, I would say, so Clubhouse was having a lot of cool conversations about Top Shop earlier this week, and if you guys aren't on Clubhouse, send us a DM, and we have a couple invites we could send out to you guys to get you on the platform to engage in these conversations. So The first one was with Roham himself, and he was kind of detailing what the Flow blockchain is, what uh, NBA Top Shot is, kind of detailing the futures of NFT blockchain and like how they've come to develop this product and how they learned from their previous experiences with CryptoKitties, excuse me, and why they ultimately deviated from the Ethereum blockchain and developed their own with Flow. So it took them about 2 years and 40 million to develop. And as we see now, it's working pretty smoothly. So it'll only continuously get better. Also, LG Doucette, he has the page The First Mint. He had a clubhouse yesterday, and it was also pretty informational. He had some guys from Dapper come on, and they kind of discussed more things about Top Shop, kind of where it's headed, the future of it, touching on what cards are or what moments are valuable, and kind of how this platform is going to progress. There are also some interesting YouTube videos and YouTube podcasts you guys could hop on. I listened to one recently called Club Top Shot with Peter Oversell, and he brought on Jack Settleman, who purchased first the LeBron Kobe dunk. So he purchased the 23rd number of it, and then there's a guy who his name he goes by Andy 8052, who has a $4 million portfolio right now for Top Shot, and he basically purchased the number one and has a plethora of moments on his portfolio. So there are a lot of cool guys you could follow. I recommend Roham, Dapper Labs, just to kind of get in the field of the NFT space and also see where Flow is progressing and NBA Top Shot itself. And then you guys could also, for basketball insight and kind of figuring out the market and see what players are going to be worth valuable or going to be valuable down the line. Shams and Woj are the go-tos. There are also just some really cool NBA Twitter accounts where you could just see stats and data about how players are performing, how they're performing in relative to other people at that specific position, what their plus and minus are, and how they're basically going to evolve for the rest of the season. So I recommend all those. Mark Cuban dropped a bombshell earlier this week where he was detailing NFTs, talking about Wall Street Bets, everything from how he started off collecting stamps as a kid and finding inefficiencies in the market to Wall Street Bets, blockchain, how his kid was making money off Wall Street Bets as well. And then he touched on NBA Top Shot, Maxi Kleber, especially that dunk where he just tripled in value all of a sudden and all of his moments sold out. But I highly recommend reading that Mark Cuban blog on Blog Maverick because it's not only detailing what NBA Top Shot is, it's detailing how our future and how our economy and how the digital age is also ultimately going to impact all of our lives and what and how technology is going to evolve and how we could use NFTs to basically purchase any digital good in the future. So I highly recommend that as just a cornerstone and foundation for you to build your knowledge on NFTs and blockchain. And then just go down some rabbit holes. Reddit's really great. You can find a cool NFT community on Twitter as well. And all those resources are really cool. If you shoot us a DM, I'll be more than happy to send you guys the link, the information, just for you guys to kind of get the ball rolling on some of your research.
Totally. I don't have a whole lot to add to that. I don't know. He like I said, he's the smart guy about all this stuff. But yeah, I mean, I think Cuban's been awesome. I mean, he's been. I mean, even back like years ago, he was like super on like the esports scene and talking about like League of Legends, like way before that's like doing like NBA Finals numbers when they have their World Championships with all the Asian communities and stuff like that. So it was super cool to see like
Cuban, dude.
yeah, for real. It's super cool to see like these, like I said, some more mainstream people, media members, celebrities, basketball players talking about it. It seems like we are in for a potential demand spike pretty in the pretty near future as this takes off. I mean, all it takes is for one clip from someone famous to go a little viral, and next thing you know, Top Shot's tripling their sign up numbers, right? That is awesome. Well, I think good job to you three. I kind of like that format. I think it actually worked pretty well, letting you guys discuss some more nuanced things that maybe brought a little bit different insight than maybe your traditional podcast. And I apologize about the mouse, by the way. It is unfortunate, but I can't do a ton about it. I'm like I said, a little new to this. But unless you guys have anything to kind of keep touching on, or you guys want to revisit, we can shift gears a little bit into maybe doing a little pack opening and discussing some specific cards. I have an idea. I'm going to make you guys do something while we do this, like a little mini game of sorts. But you guys got anything you want to do before we shift gears? Cool. Well done. Okay.
Nope.
I'm going to transition this and change our current topic here. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking is, in addition to kind of our normal card analysis, we're going to do a little bit of a mini game, and maybe we'll keep track of it and see who does the best. But I want the three of you to commit to not looking at the chat for the next little bit. And what we're going to do is, after we open all these cards, you guys are each going to have to submit a guess for what you think the current lowest asking price is of the card. So we can talk about it, discuss what we like about it, what we don't like about it, and then you guys are going to have to tell me what you think the lowest asking price on the card is. I'll look it up for you, but you guys just can't reach out because I'm sure that they will spoil it when they look it up for us. Does that sound good?
Yeah. And
Cool.
I apologize. I was not on Twitch. I was just solely on Discord, so I haven't been reading the chat.
No, you're good.
I'll go through that.
You are good. Okay, I am going to flip us to this. You can see I have the pack screen ready and waiting with my refresh button here to make sure that we can see when those go live. But so I think Justin and I have a couple release 10 packs that we've been saving up. I think I have 2 left, and Baba has, I think, like 4 or 5 stored up. So I'm going to I'll just do the first one, Baba, if that's good with you, and we can let you guys get your feet wet in the game. So let's go in here. Everyone can see my information and all my my cards here. But so we're gonna open one of these. So again, plan here is basically we'll do a little bit of discussion, and we'll talk about these. How do I mute this? Oh, it's already muted. Cool. And we will talk about the cards, and then you three are going to have to submit a guess as to the lowest asking price, okay? And I'm going to pull up another window here so that I can look it up at the same time. All right. Bob, I want you to pick one of the 3. Which one do you want me to do?
All right. Top left.
Top left.
Just left,
Just
I guess.
left. Okay. All right, let's do it.
Left,
All right,
yeah.
first one. Ooh, okay. De'Aaron Fox, he had a day yesterday. He had a day. Okay. My thoughts on it, it's a pretty high serial number. Not loving those 2 aspects, but I do think that there's he's getting a little bit of All-Star game push right now, and I'm sure that All-Stars in general, anyone who's loaded that game is going to get a little bit of a price bump. So even though I am trying to flip some of these common ones, just to kind of take my $3-4 while I can and use that to turn it into some other cards, I do think that that there's some merit to keeping guys who might make an All-Star game. What are your guys' thoughts? Anything else to add?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a huge De'Aaron Fox fan, so yeah, I think he's got a lot of great potential. He's just scratching the surface. I mean, he's so fast, and he's just still developing his skill and a great defender. But yeah, I think it's a good hold. The only thing I would say is there just aren't many Kings fans, so I think that may cause his value to be a little lower than someone else of his caliber. But other than that, like, great player.
Yeah.
I absolutely agree with that. Oh, my bad, Kev.
No, you're good.
I was just going to say, I think Fox is great, but Kings market, who grows up in California and willingly chooses to be a Kings fan, man? unless Fox falls out, I don't see too great of a return. I could see probably this flipping to like maybe $15 when it's a limited edition.
Okay.
But,
all right. Well, I'll put you guys on the spot. Ali, you're going first then. What is the lowest ask right now? It's honestly, I'm probably only getting the lowest ask, being how high the serial is on this. But what's the lowest ask here?
Probably $3 to $4.
Okay. Lock in one answer.
Oh, lock in 3. I'll go
Okay.
3.
Baba, you can piggyback off of Ali if you want. We'll say whoever's closest gets the win.
I'm gonna go 6.
6. Keon?
We'll go $2.
$2. Okay.
$2, baby.
So according to what I am seeing right now, the De'Aaron Fox layup, the lowest ask is actually $8 right now. It looks like it actually just dropped to 7. So either way, it looks like 7 is the number. And 7's pretty low compared to some of the other ones. There's a lot of 10s in there. So it looks like I could probably get 7 for it. It means Baba's the first winner. I'm sure that at least a little bit of that is just riding some hype off of his huge game. But, I mean, for those of you that, again, still aren't sure of what's going on here, we just pulled, I don't know, what I'd call a mediocre to below average card, and we pretty much made money back on this pack. So not too upset. I saw a couple people in the chat want the middle one, so I'm going to go middle next. Let's see. I'm feeling maybe a LaMelo rookie debut card. No, but we got a 3.
Oh my
Cleaver.
God.
We were just talking about this guy. All right.
Let's go.
The saving grace here, I think, is that serial number 3500, especially if this does go LE at any time soon, is low enough to garner a little bit of value. But what do you guys think?
Our Mark Cuban, baby. I have no idea, but all I can know is an influencer of that status has a lot of sway in the market. So whatever he says about Maxi Kleber and him saying, he said he was a top 10 two-way guard, right?
Yeah, he said he's a top 10 defender in the league, and yeah.
I'm not sure we agree with that one.
But
I don't
solid.
agree with it. That's pretty high praise for someone of his status. So
Yeah.
you might get a lot of newbies kind of buying into that hype. I'd probably go with this being like I'll say $17 card right now.
Okay.
Just throwing that out there.
Keon?
No way. I'm
Keon,
going.
lock in
I'm
your
going.
answer.
I mean, he has a lot of upside potential, and he's kind of showing it, but I don't think he's there yet. And whether he, flops or doesn't, that's to be determined. I'm gonna go $5.
Okay, Baba.
I'm
You
gonna
split the
go
middle?
$2.
Baba hit it on the nail on the head. It is $2. It is not an expensive
Yeah.
The one that got bumped was his LE from Series 1. The other piece of this
Yeah.
nugget of information for you. I haven't been able to verify this. I'm not 100% sure of the validity, but it was kind of shown or rumored that the Series 1 Maxi Kleber card was the very first card that Top Shot ever printed. That those 4,000 cards were the very, very first mint. So if that's ever like made public, or maybe he gets like a little badge or like something special for it, that Series 1 may end up having a little bit of value because it was literally the very first card printed. And if this thing blows up, those are the types of novelties that people like. Okay, $2, so we're at $10 for the pack. Made our money back already, and I'd probably hold it, or honestly, I'd sell it for $2. I don't know. And again, that's the lowest asking price, so my 3,000 serial number might be good. And I saw someone in the chat tell me that Lamelo's in the right box. I'm gonna just choose to believe you. I think that I might not even open it. We're just gonna go with it. I think it's just a Lamelo debut. Let's see. Handles. Ooh, low serial number though. OG 1444.
Okay.
So we like that serial number a lot. I think OG's a little rising star. Again, nothing too special, but whenever you get like a sub 2000 serial number, I mean, because one way to think about some of these things is even though it's daunting to see that CC, you figure everything inevitably becomes LE. And if even if it's like a 50,000 card LE or like 75,000 card, if you have this low of a serial number, it's always going to carry at least a little bit of value. But yeah, so not too bad, not too bad. You guys have anything to add, or do you want to just submit your guess?
I got a little bit on him. I really like OG. I think he is actually could be the best defender in the league. Like, no cap. This guy can lock down every position, and I think if you're gonna go against a team like LeBron, that has LeBron or Kawhi or any of these with like a superstar wing, this is the guy that you want on your team. So I think this year maybe first team all defense. I don't think defensive player of the year this year, but definitely first team all defense. So I mean, if that happens, this guy could spike.
Cool. I'll choose to believe you. Baba, give me your guess then. What's your guess for OG's that card value lowest ask right now?
I still don't think he's that valuable. I'm gonna go 5. I'm gonna go 5.
Keon?
I'm gonna go $3.
Ali?
I overshot Maxi by 15, so I'm gonna play OG safe and say $6.
Okay, you overshot this by the most too. It is 3, so Keon gets that one. Again, for serial number sub 1500 serial number. I bet that goes for a little bit more. You can probably flip that for closer to 10, 12, $15. Yeah, I saw some people in the chat. Not the best pack of all time, and I think this is a good example of like not getting your hopes up or assuming that every single pack you're gonna buy is gonna be super big or have a LeBron 3 that's going for like 220 right now. But I mean, if you can kind of accumulate a handful of them, I mean, even this, if you think about just a return on investment, it's doubling your money. I mean, if I sold all these right now, I'm probably making at least $18 in total. So I can't be too upset about that. I'm not going to open my other one. I know that you guys probably want me to because I think that people love watching packs get opened and everyone has that rush of adrenaline even though they don't get to open their own. I'm going to check to see if this pack is out yet. It's still not. We're good. I'm going to take us back to this screen because I believe we're going to have Baba share his screen, and he's going to open a pack now, and I'm going to have to make sure this looks right on Twitch. So,
all right,
go for it. All right, let's watch this one here.
are we looking? All right.
This should on. Let me just make sure we're live.
Ready?
Yeah, looks like we're good. I got all 4 faces. Cool. Yeah, we are good. Do we want to let them pick which pack you open? I don't know. Hold on. Go back.
Oh, yeah,
Let's
that's
just
a good
see
idea.
what we got.
Let's go.
Release 10, release 8, and release 9. Is that what it is?
Yep.
Okay, so we got 8, 9, and 10.
Spam the chat. What do you want?
Yeah, it's just real quick. If we see any kind of consensus here, we'll choose one of those. Maybe we'll. I see 1 8, 1 9, another 8, another 8. All right, I think it's 8. We don't have to sit here for too long.
8?
Yeah, I'm seeing 8.
Right.
So you're open and release 8
it.
here.
Let's get it.
All right, and again,
All right,
Baba, you're still guessing the total value here because I'm going to be the one looking it up. So even on your own cards, I'm still making you guess.
Okay.
Let's go. Let's see what we get.
Let's get it, Baba.
Let's go.
Good
I'm
job.
feeling a Steph, maybe a Wiseman.
I want
I want
Anthony
the LaMelo card. I want the LaMelo card.
Which one are we going with?
I'm channeling it. Anthony
Let's
Davis.
go middle.
CC
Let's
right
go
now.
middle. Let's go middle.
Middle?
Manifesting this.
Did you get this? Oh, you got the Dame.
Okay. Take the Dame. I like that.
That's not
It's not
bad.
bad.
That's not a bad card.
I
at all.
flipped that for $16 the day of his buzzer beater. I flipped 2 of them actually.
I'll take it. Pretty high serial number.
It's a pretty good serial number. 3K.
Yeah,
Not bad.
Yeah,
Premier
3400.
player. Should be an all-star. I do think that that's another short-term one. I don't know when the all-star game is going to be. I don't even know why they're having an all-star game, honestly, in a COVID world. But any all-star's got to get a little bit of a boost as soon as that's announced. So definitely hold on to your all-stars.
Yeah.
I would say that's a good rule of thumb. Okay, this is the CC, right? You got a good serial number on it.
Yeah.
So
A good serial number. I also think like Dame is just like now that CJ is hurt and stuff, he's gonna have to just carry the team. So he's gonna have some huge games. So that might be when I flip this if I don't hold on to it till the All-Star game.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate for a second. What is Dame's legacy? You know, he doesn't really have.
we're getting
He
into
doesn't have any
that.
rings. Doesn't have any MVPs. Yeah,
Oh,
like, is he even worth? I feel like he's a
Second
nice
best
shot
at 30+ feet threes.
Yeah, but like that doesn't really equate to anything long
No,
term.
I mean,
I feel like he's a stud. He's an absolute stud, but like career wise.
Yeah, I mean, I think his legacy,
know.
like in terms of all-time greats, he's never going to be put like on a pedestal, or he's never be considered like, I don't know, like a top tier point guard, just because unless he gets some accolades. But I mean, if you're like an elite top 10 player in the league for a long time, you're going to have at least a little bit of a memory. And he's got so many moments. Like I mean, Steph is far and away a better point guard than Dame, and he has been his pretty much whole career. But Dame has, without question, more like iconic game winners. Like even in the last like 4 years, Dame has some insane like hype moments. Could you imagine if they made one of those and
I think he's probably one of the best game winners.
Yeah, he's probably got the best. He's probably got the best game winners in the league. So
Dame is a walking.
Easily.
he's gonna live on YouTube for sure. Is basically what I'm trying to say. But let's get guesses. Baba, you gotta go. You gotta go first. Lowest
Since
asking
Ali
price.
said it was 16, I'm gonna go. I think it drops. I'm gonna go 15.
Okay. Keon.
I'm gonna go 12 right now.
Okay, it's 13. So Keon wins that one. He's a little closer by $1. I think everyone's a little overshooting. I think there's been a little bit of a dip in prices right now. There's some backlogged signups. I think demand's been a little bit lower. I think you guys are all overshooting a little bit, but either way, 1.25x your return or 1.33x your return in one card. So next one, all you, Baba.
Next one, let's go with the left one.
Yay.
Al Horford.
Al Horford.
That's fun.
I don't know what you want to say about
Not
this.
much to say.
Yeah, we
I
can
mean,
we can
he's-
probably guess a price and move on if we want to.
$2.
Okay, Ali.
3. No,
He said $3.
probably $2.
I don't think there are any $1 cards, so you can't go lower than 2.
I'm gonna go $3 just to
I like
spice
it.
it up.
Keon with the lead. He's up 3-2. It was $3 right now. There's only a handful of cards that are going for 2. It's worth 3.
Jesus.
Baba's probably gonna sell that right now for 3.
Honestly, probably. I have a couple other ones of him.
All right, last card. We gotta get one.
Last card.
We need one. We need one hype card. Come on. Hey, there we go.
I'll take it. Though. It's not elite, but let's go. My God.
Any Steph card is good.
Yeah.
And the 3,400 serial, I will take that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Curry and Dame, bro. Let's go.
We've talked enough about how much we love Steph. He had a day today. He was playing 4-on-6 whenever Oubre was on the floor. We are in business with Steph. He's a legend. You guys got anything specific you want to say? Another All-Star, definitely hold. Or you guys want to guess price right away?
Yeah, I mean, I think Steph is pretty self-explanatory. I mean, he's a superstar, global icon. I will say Steph in the China market, though, once this goes global, this is going to be a valuable card. So, yeah. Definitely holding on to this moment. Yeah.
I think especially once a younger generation starts adopting NBA Top Shot, like he's Gen Z's idol. You change the game of basketball, and everyone wants to be like Steph. So for the younger gen, he's a guy. He's a great long-term hold. And there's not too many Series 1s of Steph, but he's absolutely hyped, and he's a legend. So I'm big on this card. Price estimate, I'll say $65.
Okay.
Just tossing that out. I have
sheesh.
I'm gonna say $20.
$20. Okay, Baba.
I'm gonna go 39.
It's 37. I think Baba's got the feel for the market here. Baba and Keon. Ali, you may not want to put any price estimates out because you've been struggling with it today. Baba and Keon tied our little game there. 37. Again, that's a nice serial number though. That one's going for more. I mean, Steph is. Well, I could talk about Steph for hours, but we don't have to do that. All right, so I think we are going to. Hold on, let me make sure I do this right. I think that's the last pack we're going to open. I'm sorry, everyone. I know that I see everyone wants to open more packs. Unfortunately, honestly, we don't have an infinite number of packs to open. But we will, because we're seeing how much you guys love this. We'll try to commit to. Maybe we'll do at least one every time we try and stream, as long as we have a reserve. I think we only have a handful left. Hopefully, we can get a few more tonight and save some more. And maybe down the line we can open a couple more and keep having some fun, or maybe involve the crowd a little bit, get you guys to guess. But for now, I'm looking at the wrong thing here. Hold on a second. I need to. There we go. Get off of that. Okay, let's switch to our last little topic of the day before we announce the raffle winner. We're gonna go with just a quick Q&A. So the giveaway is coming. We'll announce that very soon. Ask some questions in the chat if you want. I've got a couple in here that I've saved. One of them I can just answer really quickly. Somebody asked, do you guys think there'll ever be a challenge that is user-friendly, like sub 1K? I think that's something they've actually already mentioned in the Top Shot Discord. There was kind of a mini announcement of sorts where they basically said that they're considering and they're pretty seriously planning on doing a challenge that consists of only base set moments. So only cards that, I mean, even the most expensive base set moment is like $200, and there's very few of those, right? Like if you have like a LeBron and a Luka and a Zion base set in there, like that's going to be a little expensive, but 10 base set moments isn't going to run you more than a couple $100. So I think they are planning on making them a little bit more user friendly. Right now they've been like, I mean, this Cool Cats one that's still going is like $1,500, and that's been way cheaper than the other ones. So they definitely have not been priced in for kind of the average consumer that's only in for maybe a couple $100, but it does seem like they're planning on doing that. Okay, next one that I will let you guys answer. How about this? Someone just asked, can you give any advice to beginners? Maybe let's say someone who's tuned in, who's just created their account, hasn't put any money in there. What would you guys do if you were starting over today?
Personally, I've changed my strategy with Top Shot recently, and I was mentioning this to Keon earlier. I'd predominantly go for Lakers players since I'm more familiar with them, and also just have like an affinity towards the franchise. I would definitely just try to pick up as many LeBron and AD moments as I can because I'm big on those guys. I think they're great long term holds, and I love them as players. And I think any LeBron moment um, is going to be of a lot of value down the line, especially Series One LeBron. Um, if I were to start over, I would find as many Series Ones players as I can, and especially the guys I think are going to be valuable or important in the league in 5 years. I think LeBron will be out of the league in 5 years, so those Series Ones moments would be especially of value. So that would kind of be my strategy with the whole thing. Also, Steph Series Ones, they're very limited, so I'd try to pick those up as well.
Pick up a couple cards, specifically those Series 1s. Yeah, scarcity. I mean, just keep in mind what's going to be available. There's going to be Series 2 is going to be all season. There's going to be a lot of them long term. I'll jump in really quick. The one thing I would say is I think we all do this too much. I actually like what Satan probably said. Snatch up cheap rookies and cheap LEs if you're brand new. I think that's a good idea, but also I wouldn't get too attached to cards at the very beginning. I think that's something that I didn't do a very good job of. Whenever I'd open packs, I'd keep them because I'm like, oh, all these cards are going up, even when I could lock in a profit. And then I'd see a card I want to buy, and instead of having money in my Dapper balance, I could just buy it right away. If I don't want to drop the actual cash on it, I kind of have to sit there and watch and let it go. So I think as long as you're not really withdrawing your money, I don't think there's anything wrong with kind of selling some cards you don't want to keep for a while and using that to buy other cards you like. Like I'm trying to do that right now with even some cards that I think are pretty nice. I'm like, hey, let me just lock in some profit on this and go buy some cards I really like. So I wouldn't be afraid to kind of flip those cards at the beginning if you can make a couple bucks here and there and make some money over and over again. There have been some guys who have been really good at selling moments when they're high, and then you just see it drops back down. They buy it for $50 less, they sell it for $30 more, and they just kind of slowly make a little bit of profit there. Like I said, take advantage of the inefficient market and just do whatever you can to kind of cop as much, I guess, money as you can, and don't be afraid to like get rid of your cards if it means you're able to buy more cards. Baba, Keon, anything else you'd do if you were brand new?
Yeah, I really like that. I think the buying or selling when you can take a profit, I think that is something that I definitely should have done because I think I saw a ton of my S1s shoot up over that one weekend when there was just a ton of activity. And I wish I had flipped a lot of them and then just bought back in during this dip that we're in right now. But another thing that I would have done, I think, is try to buy up a little more of the super, like, more high-end rare ones. I think my main strategy coming in was just to buy S1s that were cheap. But I think I should have gone in on some, like, maybe some limited edition rares or maybe even a lower end legendary or something like that, just to kind of diversify my portfolio.
Yeah, I would say, I mean, depending on the user, right? If you have dough to spend, definitely be getting a LeBron, a Steph, something limited Series 1 where you could drop a couple thousand. Those are going to hold so much value, especially in the long term. But if you're, just starting out, don't have really a lot of capital, then everything that you guys just said is fair game. Series 1, LEs, get them, any of them really, because at the end of the day, they're long-term holds. I think, especially when Top Shot goes mainstream, it's going to be pretty interesting to see how much value they hold and how much value goes up on these super limited edition Series 1s.
Yeah.
Still do your research.
Totally. Yeah. And the last thing I will say, the other thing is I didn't do this at all, but if there's a card you like that's cheap, like the JaVale thing Bob was talking about earlier today, don't be afraid to buy multiple of them. I kind of at the beginning I was like, oh, I already have one, like I'm good. But if you're trying to like, if you think someone's gonna get traded or it's gonna go up by a couple bucks in the short term, buy 5, 6, 7, 8 of them while they're still cheap because usually there's a lot at that low price level. It's not like there's just one selling for $4, and you can flip you can 5x your gains instead of just having one card. Next question. Let's ask. Let's see. We answered how they think they'll be user friendly. Thoughts on throwing in some historic packs. So I'm assuming this is like basically moments from players that have retired or out of the league or legends of the past.
I'll answer that one. Dapper Labs, or Roham, I should say, specifically came out. This same question came out on the Clubhouse we were listening in on, and so Dapper pretty much they can use any footage from the NBA. I mean, obviously the NBA is the one giving them the highlights, but that can be past, present, And so they're definitely going to start coming out with, throwback packs. They already came out with one with Dirk Nowitzki and I forget who else. But look at those are probably going to be super duper limited, and pack itself will probably be super expensive. But it'll definitely happen in the future, near future maybe, but future definitely.
I do think those moments are extremely undervalued as well, like the Steve Nash moment, for example. But there are some throwback moments that aren't worth it, in my opinion. Like there's a Marcel Huerta, for example, who's he balled out for us for like a couple games. Like it's a cool moment, but like, is he valuable as a player? No, I wouldn't say so. But so that's just an example. Kind of find the moments that you think these guys' legacies are already solidified, so you can kind of base it off that. But find guys you like and kind of cash in on one of those moments.
For sure. Okay, how'd you guys meet? We touched on this last episode really quick. I mean, the four of us just kind of go way back. I think Ali, Keon, and I played soccer a bunch growing up. Justin and I played basketball. We all kind of went to school in the same area. We went to middle school and high school together, and we've all just kind of stayed in touch, being from the Bay, being the South Bay a little bit here. So I'd say it's just kind of school, basically. And like I said, we all kept in touch since we all went off to college, even though we all went to different places, I think. Touched on that quickly.
I do want to answer.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Just to answer Torn Achilles, because I've seen some Kobe comments from him. I'm a huge Kobe fan, and if they ever have a Kobe moment, I think NBA Top Shot would crash immediately. I think that would break the bank and probably be the most valuable moment on Top Shot. Absolutely. So I am definitely keeping up to date with any Kobe news, and I will make sure to let you guys know if I hear any rumors or we catch wind of that. But I would love a Kobe moment. I'm sure all of us would, and I think everyone in the community would do anything they can to try to snag one of those up.
And what's interesting about that is that I just found this out. I think this was public knowledge before. This isn't like an insider tip, but the NBA actually is the one that gives Dapper the highlights to publish. So Dapper doesn't choose the highlights. The NBA does. Dapper just chooses how many to print, what sets to release them, and things like that. So I'm sure that's an NBA thing. And my guess is particularly with there you go. Love that.
No, I'm showing this to Torn Achilles.
Oh,
my God.
Big Kobe fan. But so that'll be interesting because I think that's an NBA decision, and I wonder if they have any kind of strategy around it. Okay, we'll do one more question. Is just basically, what's the most expensive moment that you've bought so far? I'll go first. I flipped a couple cards from the early packs I opened. I got lucky with some of those LeBron turnaround threes. I bought. I think the most expensive one at the time was the James Wiseman rookie debut card. I think I bought it for like $349, and I'm waiting for those badges to come on, and also waiting for him to come back from injury, and hopefully light the league on fire when he turns 20, because he's still a teenager. So that's me. It's nothing too crazy, but a couple $100. We'll let Baba go last because I'm pretty sure that he's gonna blow us all out of the water with his. But Ali, what's your most expensive card? Or moment.
I think 450, 500, if I'm not mistaken. The most recent one I bought that was expensive, I bought the Alex Caruso finals, Western Conference Finals moment last night. But I do think my most expensive moment now is LeBron James turnaround 3 with a lower edition. I love that moment. I think that's the first time he actually hit a turnaround or no look turnaround 3. So I'm big on that, but hopefully I do a partnership with Baba and some guys on the LeBron James Western Conference Finals moment. So I think soon the most expensive moment we'll have is probably in the $4,000 range.
A couple of G's. If we get enough subscribers, we can do a subscriber moment. We can all buy it, but for another day. Keon?
My most expensive moment that I've bought would be the Jokic turnaround elbow shot from the Western Conference Finals. I paid, I think, $927 for it. But I also do have Tobias Harris's Cool Cats pack moment. I have the number 40 serial number out of 5,000 for that. So I'm sure that's gonna go for hopefully some money. But right now it's probably worth like $600, $700. So I'll hopefully be buying. Hopefully I'm in on that LeBron guard too. But maybe Bob and I, ditch Addy with this whole LeBron thing, go a little Steph action. You know what I'm saying? We'll see.
I saw someone in the comments saying Stimmy hitting quit. Dude, that unemployment's lasts until September. Cash in on that. $400 a week, baby.
That's
Pump that into Top Shot.
That's the big boy Top Shot card every week right there.
All right, Baba, your most expensive moment, and then we'll get to the
I'm
giveaway.
last. Yeah, mine's also from that East-West Conference Finals. Mine is a Jaylen Brown, though. I think I bought somewhere in the 800s. I'm just a really big Jaylen Brown fan. I probably should have bought it earlier, but yeah, I mean, he's been balling. He's a great player. He's got a ton of potential, and it's a pretty sick moment. It's a nice steal. It's kind of what he's known for, just locking down the other team, and he's a big playoff performer. So yeah, I love that moment.
Cool. All right, well, thanks for submitting some of those questions. Like I said, I know I missed a couple of them. We got them all written down, and what we'll do is we'll keep them up, and if we ever need some questions, we'll get back to them. So make sure to tune in to future episodes. But I'm gonna let, I guess, our social media manager Ali to kind of close us out. He's going to announce the winner of our giveaway. So Ali, you can do a little drum roll. You can do whatever you want here, and then I'm gonna throw up his at or her at, and if they're in the stream, great. If they're not, we'll make sure to DM them.
So first off, it's a male, and he's
Okay.
not based in the United States.
Wow.
He's based in Australia. So congratulations to Matt Musket, and he's an Instagram winner. So we basically did the raffle on Instagram and Twitter, and then we determined the winner from all the submissions on both our platforms. And congratulations to Matt Musket when he pulled up his Top Shot ID.
It's Pies Chat, Piesgchat. I think he's a Lakers fan, so that'll make you happy, Ali. I'm
My
trying to
God.
throw this in here really
My God,
quickly.
congratulations.
Let's get him.
Congrats.
There we go. Now it's
Hello.
live. Instagram Matt JP
Congratulations.
Muscat. I hope he's in the chat. Like I said, Australia is a time zone that I think he could be listening like while he's working in the morning tomorrow. Top Shot is Pies Chat. We'll get a hold of him. We're gonna send him that KD moment. I think we all really like this giveaway, and we want to kind of support and give back to you guys that are kind of loyal to us and kind of joining us on this journey. So definitely stay tuned for some more. Hopefully we can find some ways to make them a little bit more fun, maybe interactive, maybe do some exclusive ones for you guys who have been in these streams early and often, maybe some subscriber ones down the line. We have some plans, and don't worry, it's not the last time we do giveaways, and we make sure we're giving back to you guys because Top Shot's already kind of, given us, I think, a decent amount in terms of money, and just kind of we're having a ton of fun with this, and we want to make sure that we support the community and you guys that are listening. So yeah, congrats to Matt. As much as I don't like that he's a Lakers fan, it'll work out for this time, and good luck to everyone on the next one, I'd say.
Yeah, congratulations to Matt, and this is the first of many, guys. So if you missed out this time around, just keep doing your thing, comment, retweet, and hopefully you get a better shot next time.
Yeah.
And we'll be sure to give out players you guys are also interested in. Be sure to comment, tell us what guys are of appeal to you, and hopefully we could kind of coordinate something with our team to make that work out.
Yeah, we appreciate it. You guys got anything you want to? I know that we're coming up on the hour mark, and also top of the hour, which means I think there's a better chance the packs drop at 11 than at 10:58. But you guys got anything quick you want to touch on before we sign off for the night?
Yeah, good luck, gentlemen. Good luck out there with these packs.
Good luck hunting. We want to know. Tweet at us,
Right.
Instagram us, let us know. Show us the 10 packs you caught, because I want to see it, and I'm going to ask for your ISP, because I might need to switch my provider if that's what matters. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. We appreciate you. Thank you guys, my three co-hosts here. Appreciate you guys joining us early and often. We will be back at some point. We will follow us on socials. We're gonna have a ton of fun, and hopefully you guys are learning a little bit and having some fun with us. But with that, I think we are all good. Let's go. Shout out Top Shottaz.
Peace.
Thank you guys for tuning in. See you guys soon.
Thank you.